Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven. My name is Raymond, and in this video I'm going to do an unboxing of the Shadow Planet, the board game by Galakta. Now, I did a review of a prototype of this video, which you can check out by clicking the link in the description below or the I in the corner of this video, which will take you there. And in that video, I explain the rules and give you my thoughts on the game itself. Now, this is the final version, which they were kind enough to send me for my work on that video. So I'll show you what you get in the final version of this box. And I'll also take a quick look at the Shadow Planet graphic novel, which they also sent me, which I cannot wait to read. Now, before I open up the box, I'd like to point you towards my Patreon page, which you can find in the description below or at the end of this video. And there you can find how you can support what I do for as little as just $1 a month or more, and in return you'll get your name in the credits of all of my YouTube videos, as well as access to some Patreon exclusive videos, and that is of course greatly appreciated and really helps my channel. Alright, let's open up the box and see what's inside. Okay, the Shadow Planet, the board game by Giacomo and Gianluca Santopietro. The art is by Blastoid Brothers, if I'm not mistaken, published by Galakta, and it also says Sir Chester Cobblepot Board Games on here. All right, we've got the cool art on the cover. I really like this. Directly from the graphic novel. And, well, there's some art on the sides as well. Here, the ship in orbit. It's pretty cool. Another ship here, and it says here it is a game that plays in about 90 minutes for 3 to 5 players, ages 14 and up. And on the back of the box you can see the game in play, all of its components, some cards, some of these busts which you use, which is pretty cool. A little bit of an explanation of what the game is about. It's a game of hidden roles. One of the players is an alien. And depending on the number of players, one of them can also be a guardian. And the other players are astronauts. And you need to work together to escape, or, you know, the other player has to try and prevent that. All right, let's open up the box and see what's inside. All right, let's see. We've got a little leaflet which says Kickstarter stretch goals and add-ons, thanking us for backing the game, which is pretty cool. It's a nice little thank you note. You don't see that very often. And we got some alternative objective cards, which were stretch goals. That's pretty cool. And on the back, some more alternative character cards. We've got the 3D cardboard vehicles, which was also cool. We'll see that in a bit. Hazards Out of Space expansion. And, of course, the graphic novel, which I will show in a bit. All right, cool. Hazards Out of Space, which is included here in this box, has a couple of new components, craters and fungi tokens, and it explains how to play it. Basically a little add-in to some new content that can happen. The rulebook, nice and thin. Rules are simple. Here it is. The idea of the game, the components. So the first 2 pages is basically some backstory there. The components and the setup of the game. There's more on the setup here. And, you know, starting at page 8, they teach you how to play. And end of the round and end of the game. So, as you can see, the rules are very light. There's not a whole lot that's going on. It's mostly just what you do during the game and the things that you can do with the cards that you have. And there's a bit of deck building going on, but those decks are shared between all players. So that's an interesting part of the game. And again, if you want to see my review where I explain the rules, click the I in the corner of this video and that'll take you there. All right, there's even a summary on the back of the booklet. All right, so we have that. Then we have these crater and fungi tokens from the Hazards Out of Space expansion. So there we go. That's these. And this is so cool. The 3D vehicles. It's really nice. That is really cool. The trike here and this treaded vehicle. Nice. All right, now we have the character boards, which are made of a thicker card material. It's not the thick kind of cardboard that the tokens are made of, but that's okay. You put this on the table flat and you don't flip it around. The back does have some strategies which you should basically read before you start when you're the astronaut, the alien, or the guardian. But otherwise you just have this and you can put your cards here and your objective pile or your secret objective card and markers. And these are the actions you take and the phases of the game. So that's pretty cool. We have, of course, one for each player, so there should be 5 in here, and there are. Then we have these tokens, the 3 dials that go on the board, and tokens for all of the characters that are in the game. There's also the robot, but you don't have tokens for that. And they are double-sided. Then we have the board. So as you can see, there's a dial that goes here and 2 dials that go there. And fortunately, they put them on the outside, which wasn't the case in the prototype, but they did fix that because this, of course, adds thickness to the board. So it needs to be on the outside. Otherwise, if it's on the inside, you'll kind of damage the board. So the board is really nice. It's pretty big. It has the shadow planet and the locations on that planet. So the dropship here, the Melita. There's a hill here with a graveyard. And on the ship you have accommodations and the flight deck. There's the Erico ship, older ship. And that was already there. And that has the decompression chamber, the bridge, and a hibernation chamber. And there's the caves, the fungus caves, which has some kind of temple inside. It all looks really nice, really nicely illustrated. We've got spots for the different cards. So the 3 astronauts, the guardian, I believe the alien, and the robot. Here's the consequences of the messages from the shadows. So this is basically outcomes that happen during the game. You've got your draw piles here as well, indicated with the little hands in 3 different colors. So everything is basically explained on the board, as well as what you can do in those locations. And these dials, they keep track, as you can see by the numbers on it, of what happens. And depending on the number of players, these start at 8, 4, or 3. So there's a threat here, and over there is the countdown. So that is pretty awesome. Really like that. So let me just fold that up again. All right. Then we have the cards. These are the things for the dials, so I'll need those to attach them to the board. This is pretty cool. These are 2 slots for the 3D vehicles. So they fit in there. I'll show that in a bit. Then we have cards here. And I believe this is the expansion. hazards out of space, I think. Judging from the, or at least from this. So maybe it's just these cards. I'm not entirely sure. But has some cool art again on the cards. This is the alien objective, so that's its core game. The astronaut captain, lieutenant, and sergeant objectives. The guardians objective. So that's the objective cards. Then we have the, oh, these are the alternate art. Yeah, oh, then these might be the alternate objectives then. Right, I see. This is pretty cool. This is alternate art. Look at that. So Jenna Scott, Nikki Larson, John Vargo, Rachel Robinson, the survivor, Reed Robinson, her father, and the robot. So we have those, that's pretty cool. And then we have these cards, which I suspect are the newer cards from the add-on. Yeah, that's interesting. These are things that were in the core game when I played the prototype. So that's pretty cool. Stuff that can happen during the game. All right, the hazards. Nice, and there's plenty of room here, so you can sleeve your cards, and you know, you can just store them like this, or you can sleeve them, and you'll still have room. So that's pretty cool. And here is space for all the tokens. So after you punch all the tokens, that goes there. So let's take a look at the standard game cards. I kind of like that they used paper, recycled paper, to bind the cards, because, you know, you don't need all that plastic to shrink wrap those cards, and this works. It's always better. So yeah, we've seen these in the review. Basically, things that you can do with these cards. They have these icons on them, and they have effects and awesome artwork. So that's pretty cool. Just going through these cards quickly to give you an idea. Here is the Moonette, the Trike, and the Crawler. Protagonist, you are the first player during this round. First player card. The alien objective, which kind of looks like the Thing. And that's basically what this whole alien is. It kind of hides inside a person. And you never know who it is. These are the original art cards. It's pretty cool. This is also new. We have, oh, this is handy. We've got location, deck card rarity. So you basically see the 4 locations on the board where the decks are, the cards are, and which type of card you'll find there. So, for example, on the Melita, you'll find 9 cards that have movement, 5 that have the search icon, 3 the attack, 3 repair, and 0 alien. And, of course, on the planet, you'll find alien cards, and some don't have, the hill doesn't have any repair cards, the Erico doesn't have any attack cards because it's a science vessel, and the cave doesn't have any movement or search cards. That's pretty cool. So you can give those to the players so they have an idea of what type of cards they can find where, which helps you decide where to go on the board. It's interesting. Some more cards here. It's really nice. All right. Spacesuit. Okay, cool. So on the back, you have these cards that you put on the board with the planet. Oh, on the back, you also have the starting gear. This is also interesting. Yep, All right, nice. And we have these cards for the characters, these cards for the objectives, and the first player card, the 2 vehicles, and more of these. So I'll just put these with the rest. All right, there's more, of course. Deck was bigger than that. We have green fog, but it's basically more of these cards. These search cards. So yeah. Awesome artwork, which I'll see in the comic book as well. Right, yeah, so just a whole bunch more of these cards. I'll put them with the rest. Okay. And then finally, of course, we have the busts, the miniatures. Oh, there. They've got tape. Let's see, just 2 pieces of tape. All right, let's take a look at these busts. So this is the robot. It's pretty nice, pretty detailed. Looks like an old, banged up robot with all the marks on it. It's pretty cool. All the cracks in the exo armor. Nice, and it feels really sturdy, hard kind of plastic material. Then we've got the Guardian here. Really cool in that big old space suit. Nice. They all have their own color base. Here's this character, the survivor. All right. And then the 3 astronauts. So the captain. It's really cool. We have the lieutenant. And finally, the sergeant. So yeah, pretty cool. I really like how these turned out. Looks really good. All right, cool. So they have their own little tray inside the box. And I kind of like that because you can take this out and put it on the table and leave the rest off to the side. But yeah, I mean, didn't really need a separate box, but okay. All right, I'll put these 2 vehicles together and show you how that fits. All right, so I've put these vehicles together, which was very simple. It's really cool. So here is the crawler, which has the lights and the window on the front, window on the back, treads on the bottom, and a roof on top, of course, and these 2 pieces slide in and keep it together. So you can put that in here. And this is the moonette, the trike. That is very fast. It's pretty cool with the 3 wheels like that. 1 in the center, 2 in the front. I like that. And that fits here. It even has, you know, like finger holes so you can easily take them out. That's pretty cool. I really like that. All right, so plenty of space for the cards as we showed. I put all the tokens in there. Then we have the player boards and the leaflets. I put the dials on the board. Very simple. So I've put the flat side, of course, on the back because this does fold together and it does lift up the box or the leaves of the board just a little. But the top is thicker, so I used that on the outside with the clip. And it clips together really nicely, nice and flush. And, you know, they slide and they are still a bit, they have some friction, so they don't just rotate by themselves. So that's nice as well. Put that inside with the rules. And that's that. All right, let's take a look at the graphic novel next. So here is the Shadow Planet graphic novel by, let's take a closer look, Gianluca Pagliarani, Giovanni Barbieri, and Alan D'Amico. Cool. Shadow Planet, Blasteroid Brothers published this, and has some images on the back. Again, with the moonette there. It's pretty cool. All right, let me just open that up carefully. All right. Nice. Let's take a look. I really love the style of this artwork. The Shadow Planet. So I don't know if there's a lot of text in here. It starts out with no text at all. There we go. So yeah, typical kind of comic book font there, text boxes. And it kind of tells the story of the characters. And contrary to the story, anyone in the game, any character in the game can be the alien or the guardian. In the story, of course, it's kind of set already. Who's who. So yeah, it's pretty nice. Don't want to spoil too much, so I'm going to just really quickly flip through this. Ah, there. And then we have some bonus material. So it's about 80 pages of graphic novel. And then we have some bonus material here, some sketches, some line art. Really cool. Look at that. The alien. It's cool. Wow, some 3D renders even. That's pretty cool. There you go. All right. So that is that. So that was the unboxing of the Shadow Planet, the board game by Galakta. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and check out my Patreon page by clicking the link in the description or the icon at the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Board Game Heaven.